That's me. I'll show you my pride and joy. Meet Stink or Stinky. So this is my 1954 Chevy Pickup. My work truck. Got some signage happening on the doors. It's hand painted by a local guy that I know. So, had Stink for about, it's been registered for 2 years now, and took about 3 years to build. So let me take you on a tour. So the cab we got complete from the Toowoomba region, I believe, and originally he was a petrol tanker. On the door you can still see the M for mobile. So although there is the patina rusty look, it was pretty good. And so the rear guards are new and the tailgate's new. We bought from Classic Pickups on the sunny coast. Thanks, Robin. My dad did the build. Thanks, Dad. Wouldn't have been able to do it without him. So he's built all of this, all new. The visor, how cool is that visor? He's made that. Very talented man. The wheels we got from, well, they're called Steelies. We actually got them from a Melbourne company who is no longer, but you might know them as the same as Detroit wheels. And we just painted them in, I call it champagne. The actual colour is, I'm just trying to think. I'll get back to you what the actual colour is called. But inside, let's have a look. So inside we brought that champagne colour into the dash. Got decoded digital, old school looking, but modern features. They're pretty cool. You can download an app and change all the settings and stuff on the app, apparently. So there you go, and you can change all the colours, make them green, purple, whatever. They are expensive, but I feel like they're worth it. The carpet, is a loop style carpet. It was fairly expensive. If I had my time again, I'd probably go a darker colour because it just gets so dirty. Like, I always have a mat in there. I'd never really see the carpet because I'm scared to get it dirty. These are all things Dad made. Dad's made this. That's the handbrakes around. Door trims, just kept them pretty much original. These are FJ. door handles and winders, just from Rare Spares. The insert was just something I liked. These are real Schwarzkopf, is that how you say it? I can never say that word. Diamantes, and the reason I put them on is because they are from one of my late mother's cardigans. So I got a little bit of mum in here with me, which is, I think, is great. It's pretty meaningful to me. This drink cup holder is just great. You can put your phone in it. It fits big water bottles in it. It's just really handy, and if we have a third person in here, we just take it out. It's really handy. I just made that up. The visors are FJ. I just put new covers on them to match. The light is a Chevy, came from Classic Pickups. The hood lining we made. Dad did the centre bit. I can remember vividly having the cab upside down, and we're in there together. We had to heat all of the corners up and bend the plastic to shape. Yeah, we got there in the end. These we just painted. I tried covering them in vinyl, but it just didn't look as nice and didn't stick as good as I'd like. So yeah, in here I got this from, I believe it's Classic Pickups in the USA. So the reason why I got this one is because I am pretty old school and like to have a CD player. So this has that feature. So that's why I got this one. I think it looks the part. We got reversing camera, which is pretty cool. It's really good for towing the trailer. We drive the car Stink all the time. Whenever I get a chance, I'm always in him. We do dump runs. So he gets well used. It's got aircon for those really, really hot days. Most of the time we just wind the windows down though, but it does get pretty hot. We're in Queensland, so it's very humid weather. There's the Chevy badge. Original steering wheel. It's on the original chassis. Put that mat back in. Originally I wanted a VS Ute bench seat where it's got the armrest that folds down in the middle, but at the time we couldn't find one, so we used, I believe, a Jackaroo, Holden Jackaroo bench seat. I have since located a VS bench seat, so I will be changing this when I get a spare moment. But let's have a look under the bonnet. So we bought a donor car. We got a local wreckers. Oh yeah. So there's the champagne colour. So it's a VN motor. We bought a HX tonner from the local wreckers. It was all rusted out, but the motor was good. Only had about 30,000 Ks on it. So Dad popped that in there. Make it sound so easy, don't I? We've replaced the brake booster since. Haven't really had any dramas. We've popped a hose, tranny hose I suppose you'd call it. I'm not much of a motors girl. Yeah, we're driving along one day and I said to Rowie, what's that smell? It smells like celery. And yeah, we'd popped a hose, leaked out all the transmission fluid, which just absolutely stunk. So, and for those of you who know me, I have a very sensitive nose. The only time I couldn't smell anything was when I had COVID, and it was great. What else? It's got a Jag front and rear end. Haven't really, we've just replaced the thermostat. We had a bit of a water leak. Put new gasket on that as well. These old cars, you gotta keep checking and tightening things, which I love having to do. The paint, the patina, what I did with that was, it's double boiled linseed oil. So the mix is 1/3 metho to 2/3 linseed oil. I usually do it every 6 months. I don't really do the back half. I did once, but it didn't have the desired effect. It just sort of stayed sticky because I think there's too much paint on there, whereas with the rust, it absorbs it, and I know it just comes up a real treat, gives it that satin finish, which is the look I wanted. And I like having to do it every 6 months. It's looking a little bit dry at the moment. It probably needs a bit. How we got the Stinky name was we pulled the original Chevy bench seat out, and which, you know, I work on a lot of seats and there's always rats, dead rats in there, nests, smelling like rat pee. But this one, oh my God, it stunk like nothing I've smelt before. So that's how he got his name, Stinky. It was from the bench, the original bench seat, stinking so much. The chest is the newest addition. So we were just finding, because we went up to the Rocky Nats, and we just have nowhere to put our luggage or anything secure. So my partner Rowie made this up. Dad gave me that lock. It's waterproof. A lot of people ask me if it's an esky. No, it's not an esky. I think it looks the part. We've just used that on there. These are from Classic Pickups. Haven't had any dramas with them. Let's see if I can show you underneath. For the spare, we used a VE space saver spare under there. Oh, you can't really see too much. So yeah, we are talking about, maybe the discussion at the moment is we should sand the rear more so that it looks more like the front, do more patina. I don't know. This is the roof. We used that little aerial because there was actually a hole in the roof that fitted perfectly, and I like the look of it. Some people don't. It's okay. The radio doesn't really work. I'll have to sort that. Don't have wipers at the moment. The little wiper motor is not working, so I've got a VY motor we've got to put in there. I'm thinking while we do that, we'll pull the seat out and do the new seat at the same time. It's just finding the time. Here's the VS seat. There. So I'll remove the headrests and I'll keep the Diamantes, of course. This bar is awesome. Love this bar. It's not airbagged at all. Trying to think, I think it's about 160 off the ground mils. Kept the dent, the original dent. Love it. It's got power steering as well as air conditioning. It's an absolute pleasure to drive. It was driving really terrible a couple of weeks ago, following all the potholes in our lovely Queensland roads, and it was actually starting to get a little bit hairy driving it. So we jacked it up and had a look, and the tie rod ends nuts were loose. So I don't know how that happens or why they've come loose, because they never were to begin with. It used to drive beautiful. So we'll keep an eye on that and make sure that doesn't happen again. Everything's pretty standard. He's just a cruiser. Turns a lot of heads. The kids love him. The thing I like the most about driving it is everyone just smiles at you. Just makes people happy. Makes me happy. Running board's Dad made. So it's an Australian built model. If you have any questions, just comment. I'll start it up so you can hear it. One of the other things I like about not having a ridgy-dig paint job is when you go to car shows, kids can touch the car, and they do. Even adults, they lean on it, and it just doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt him. It just adds to the character if you get another scratch. Speaking of scratches, this one was from Rowie. Yup. But the story behind it adds to character, which is what I like. Sounds awesome, pretty reliable. Yeah, baby. There you have it. You've met my boy Stink.